and then your preferred bed type. Enter your stake and you're on. To decide who to back, we've got simple form and verdict for all UK and Irish racing. Download the app or visit William Hill on your mobile. William Hill, the home of betting.
Down at the start then, ahead of this competitive hurdle race, bottom weight Bourne has been well back, Jim, and you can see why.
Well, he's owned by one of the Timeform handicappers, Matthew Taylor, who loves jumping and is a pretty shrewd judge. Soft ground family, ran well last time. He is an in-and-out horse, but he's a bit of a hard work ride through a race.
Yeah, but young Henry Brook, he'll be keen to make an impression, and he'll be pushing and squeezing with all of his might. And you know, this horse, it's interesting for me that he's dropped down to that mark that he won here at this track on soft ground, so you've got no worries about track or ground for him.
Is there enough pace in the race for him, do you think?
Well, that's a fair point, particularly given his running style. If they suddenly comes off the bridle, but we talked this morning about course form. He's a horse that's excelled here before.
Sporadic viewers will be wondering why we're not all over this horse, the Sky Farmer, because when he won, we were singing his praises from the rooftops.
Yeah, but what don't we know about him? Well, he did run in a good bumper on soft ground at this track, but his good hurdles form has been on somewhat quicker ground. Mick, is that fair to say?
Yeah, very fair to say, but it was quite soft here when he only got beaten ahead by a good horse called Red Charlotte.
And they're coming into line. Let's join Richard.
And they're off and racing then for the Keltbray Holloway's hurdle. It's a limited handicap, and early on the Sky Farmer with Imperial Leader and Irish Saint. They are the first three to show. In fourth place, Thomas Crapper is a little keen, so also on the outside. The grey Bourne is over next. Slightly awkward lead by Citizenship, also the big white face. Keen at the back of the field, get back in line. Manila for Fitness is held up at the rear of the field. Short run to the second. The Sky Farmer leads over it. The front pair jumped a little better than Imperial Leader, who's in third place early on. So they're making the long run before they encounter flight number 3. And out in front, the Sky Farmer, unbeaten in 3 starts this season, leading from Irish Saint and Imperial Leader racing in third place. Bourne is on fourth towards the inside of Thomas Crapper. Bourne the grey, Thomas Crapper in the maroon and yellow colours. Behind those is Citizenship as the leader prepares to take the right-hand bend. So Sky Farmer from Irish Saint Imperial Leader. Bourne is in fourth, Thomas Crapper 5. In sixth is Night of Pleasure. Back of the field, Get Back in Line is held up early on, as is Citizenship and Manila for Fitness as they fan out and head towards flight number 3. The Sky Farmer, pale blue colours, far side Irish Saint, Bourne up the inside, the grey, better lead by Imperial Leader on that occasion. Thomas Crapper is in midfield, still quite free as Get Back in Line at the rear of the field, just testing Maurice Linehan's arms early on. So also in the green and yellow hoops with the white cap, just a little enthusiastic as they head on towards the fourth. Again, the leaders all jump it well. Slight mistake by Manila for Fitness towards the inside, but the field completely intact, and they're only covered by about 7 lengths or so from top to bottom. As out in front of the Sky Farmer, it is who leads past the stands. Imperial Leader on the stand side of Irish Saint. They dispute second place. Right on their heels is Thomas Crapper, who's now racing a little freely in fourth. The pace has just steadied down. Bourne is in fifth with Night of Pleasure. Then behind these we have Get Back in Line. The rear pair remain Citizenship and Manila for Fitness as they turn right-handed. There are 7 flights to take and a mile and a half or so to travel from this point. The Sky Farmer always been at the head of affairs. Imperial Leader and Irish Saint have always just been chasing the pace. On the descent, Get Back in Line is again a bit fizzy towards the outside as they approach the next flight of hurdles. Citizenship wasn't the fastest over that, but still they're tightly grouped here. The next 3 flights come up pretty quickly. Sky Farmer, Imperial Leader and Irish Saint. With Thomas Crapper borne towards the inside of the racecourse, Night of Pleasure and Get Back in Line. Get Back in Line just about the widest out there. And Manila for Fitness and Citizenship are the last 2. So racing down then towards the last of this trio of hurdles on the side of the racecourse. The Sky Farmer is over in front. Good lead by Irish Saint, really good. Not so Manila for Fitness, who made a mistake, just landed a bit awkwardly, almost slipped on landing, and as a consequence lost a couple of lengths. So they're now beginning to tramp along for the first time really, as Irish Saint up the inside A good leap at the last flight of hurdles enabled him to move up the inner of the Sky Farmer. Imperial Leader is third. Bourne, the grey, just coming off the bridle. Often the case with him. Thomas Crapper in fourth place. In sixth is Get Back in Line, then Knight of Pleasure. Citizenship is still at the rear of that leading group. It's a gap of 5 lengths to Manila for Fitness. So the Sky Farmer has made every single yard. They've got a circuit under their belts. Irish Saint half a length away. Thomas Crapper, you heard beforehand that he wants to force the issue a little way out if it's not an end-to-end gallop. His rider's just doing that now. Charlie Post in the maroon colours. Imperial Leader's still there over on the far side. Get Back in Line is next. They've really quickened it up. Knight of Pleasure comes next. Behind these, Bourne is driven along. Henry Brook trying to keep him in touch because he often will finish with a flourish, but he's got work to do now. Then Citizenship and Manila for Fitness. The Sky Farmer, Thomas Crapper and Irish Saint still travels strongly. 2 to 3 lengths back to Imperial Leader, who is in fourth place. Then Get Back in Line. Bourne trying to rally. Then Knight of Pleasure. Citizenship with a lot of work to do now is beginning to lose touch. Irish Saint travelling well for Noel Feely once more. The Sky Farmer pushing along in second place. In third place and pushed along Imperial Leader. Then Thomas Crapper. Bourne is beginning to stay on. The grey into fifth place now. Still 10 to 12 lengths off the leader, however. And Irish Saint has gone clear on the approach towards the second last. Irish Saint by a good 6 to 7 lengths from the Sky Farmer. Imperial Leader, Thomas Crapper and Bourne. Irish Saint is over the second last clear. Imperial Leader over in second place. Then the Sky Farmer, Thomas Crapper and Bourne, who apparently can find no more, but down towards the last. Irish Saint travelled like a dream through this race and comes down towards the last with it in safekeeping, providing he can jump the final flight, and he does so with aplomb. Over in second, Imperial Leader, Bourne running on belatedly into third place, but Irish Saint off up the run-in. Noel Feely edging closer to the century of winners has showcased his talents this afternoon in no uncertain terms. Irish Saint for Paul Nicholls and Noel Feely. Second, Imperial Leader. Third is Bourne. Thomas Crapper next. The Sky Farmer, Get Back in Line, who ran too keen to get home in the conditions. Then Knight of Pleasure, one from the back, Manila for Fitness, who lost the chance with that mistake, and Citizenship never showed.
Well, that will definitely bring a smile to the face of Paul Nicholls, who's watching racing at home because he's got runners all over the country. This horse was a very, very good juvenile last year. Had a nasty fall, though, on his first start this season. Bang, back in form today, and he's turned this into a procession. Noel Feely moves on to 97 for the season, and that's a 41 to 1 double for him here at Ascot. And didn't he do it well, Irish Saint? He had his ears pricked, and he was really enjoying things. And coming down here, it's just a matter of pop the last, and away we go. You won't get too many easier winners than that. And Paul's attention will now turn to Haydock because Petit Zig lines up in the StanJames.com Champion Hurdle Trial. That's coming up very shortly. But so far, it's been a day for Noel Feely, who of course won the King George on Silviniaco Conti. That'll be his mount in the Cheltenham Gold Cup. Let's find out what he made of this horse today.
Another impressive performance. Noel, you're on a horse who travelled beautifully. The step up and trip, this is the furthest he's ever been, really seemed to suit him.
He travelled and jumped, and I was surprised how well I was going turning in. When I gave him a squeeze, he went away. I probably went too far, but anyway, he's won well.
He has. He just seems to be the type of horse who enjoyed the ground. He enjoyed being handy. Was it something that you talked about with Paul and with connections beforehand to be handy like that?
Well, Paul and Tom told me he'd probably been in the best form he's been in at home, so they said go out and ride him positive and see how you go. I actually thought he wasn't handling the ground, but he did jump really well, so I think that helped him.
And he was the type of horse last season that looked like he can make a big splash this year. I mean, how far can he go on now?
Hopefully he can go on from here. He looked very good juvenile. He won some nice races as a juvenile. The second Cheltenham last year on a good juvenile race. So hopefully he can go on from there. He's probably unlucky to fall first run this year and maybe knocked his confidence, but he seems back now anyway, so.
And your confidence is also high, Noel. Well done.
Cheers, thanks.
Congratulations.
Bookmakers, PR reps believe we'll see Irish Saint next at Newbury on the 8th of February, live on Channel 4 in the Betfair Hurdle, where he gets a quote from William Hill of 8 to 1. He's 10 with Paddy Power, biggest price at the moment, 14 with Betfred for that Betfair Hurdle. Today, Irish Saint wins at 6 to 1. Second was number 7, Imperial Leader, 8 to 1. Third was Bourne at 5 to 1. Your unplaced favourite was Thomas Crapper at 9 to 2. He went that on the off. The winner, though, was picked out by Pricewise this morning. His main headline, yes, Tom Siegel picked out Irish Saint. It was a bad weekend courtesy of the football last week. This week it could be Pricewise weekend, and next week live on the morning line, we have Tom Segal himself, so be sure to tune in.
And not only do we have Tom Segal, we also have the trainer of this horse, Paul Nicholls. Congratulations, Paul. I know you're watching back home. I just got back from holiday, and this, I'm sure, will have cheered you. Irish Saint, the difference between his abominable run last time and this, enormous. And their hand is almost forced now to run him in the Betfair Hurdle off 10 stone 7, Jim.
Well, I shouldn't think they'll be crying. Mickey will have a standard penalty, and he's improved about £50 on what he did here over 2 miles last time.
Crying? If I owned him, I'd be jumping up and down, because this horse has loved it. He's revelled in condition. It's amazing. You could see from Noel's body language as the race progressed, this horse was really enjoying himself, whereas some of the other jockeys were having to work. But to Noel, he obviously felt that they were just hacking.
Donna Blake there on the left, Paul Nicholls. Long-serving, travelling head girl, leading in Irish Saint after his victory in the Keltbray Holloway's Hurdle Race, ridden by Noel Feely. From one of the Nicholls squad of jockeys to another, there's his stable rider Daryl Jacob in the colours of T-Zig, talking to joint owner Chris Giles there ahead of his bid to establish himself as a player, a potential player for the Champion Hurdle itself. T-Zig takes on Melodic Rendezvous in the Champion Hurdle trial at Haydock Park, and that's where we will be when you rejoin us after this break.
I really like to go on such